Welcome back to another episode of Jalen Says, and today we are with Miss Amy Lloyd Bosin. How are you today?
I'm well. How are you?
Great. So while the audience joins and stuff like that, can you introduce to them who is Amy Lloyd?
You're so good at this. I feel like I'm on like the Tonight Show. I am one of the partners at Eris Talent Agency, and we are a full service agency in New York, LA, and we cover Atlanta. And that's who I am. I've been doing this a very long time, and I am proud to say that you are one of my clients.
Yes, yes. So what started you off in this career?
What started me off in this career? So, when I started out in my teens, like your age, acting, and I was in New York. And while in college, I needed a job, so I wound up temping at an agency, and then I actually got in a show. So my life kind of started as an actor person and working at an agency. But I mean, I was a kid working, and then I booked a show, and the show turned into a TV show, which brought me out to California. And while in California, I needed a job, so I was working at an agency as well. And then I wrote a few shows that landed me back in New York. So I was in New York and LA and going back and forth. And then I had a whole bunch of kids, and life changes because, to me, I needed to be mommy first, and did all that. And then I went back into agenting and was at one company for a very long time, and then was asked to join my other two partners at Eris, and there we are. So that's what happened.
Wow.
That's the whole story
Yeah.
in a
So
nutshell.
so what is your most proud moment being an agent?
The There are a lot of great little sparkly moments, but when you get close with a client and they've been working so hard and dedicated so much time to their craft, and they finally book something, the excitement and joy is felt so deeply on both ends. It's a team. It's like I always tell my clients it's a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time. Casting gets to know you. It doesn't happen overnight. um, and even the people that do make it overnight, their backstory is probably filled with tons of auditioning and pounding the pavement. So those are great moments when you can call somebody and you can say, hey, you booked it.
So, is there a moment that you wanted to go to acting right now? Like in
Wait, say
these
that again?
couple of years? Has there been a moment that you wanted to go back to acting in these couple of years?
No. No, I don't. Sorry, let me. Colin Yates. Sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm still
No?
on call. Um, no, I don't miss that at all. Really, I do miss the theater terribly. I miss theater, and I miss writing. I need to be able to carve that into back into my life.
Okay.
So, but no, being in front of that camera, no, I don't miss that.
For a lot of people, that's actually the other way because when you're in front of the camera, you could redo it. But when you're in
Yeah.
theater, if you make something bad and you mess up, that's
That's
the
the
whole
beauty.
show.
Yes, the beauty of live theater. Theater is so different, but now there's so much crossover with Broadway and TV. You have your any kind of theater and your tours, and they kind of funnel into TV and film. So, it's good to have your chops and be a triple threat and know how to go from big theater down to smaller honed in TV. But yeah, it's a totally different medium.
Yeah. So, what was your favorite thing about just being in theater besides, how big it is, grand, exciting, fun? But what
Having a
was
live, I'm sorry.
what was like the really thing that brought life to it from your perspective?
Having a live audience, there's nothing to me like that. Some people it really it terrifies. So but I love having that interaction. You can feel that energy. It's immediate. Theater
Yeah,
is
and
immediate.
yeah, because you could just feel it as it's coming out. If something's funny, you'll know it's funny. If something's not, it may sting a little bit, but at least you know it's not funny. And unlike when it's in acting, you have to just hope that when it's on screen, it comes out the way it was supposed to with the directors
Absolutely.
and you. So that's the type of thing you just like the audience feedback automatically, knowing that you're doing a great job and stuff that
Yeah,
you should be on.
it's right
Okay.
there. It's right there. It's live. Like this. It's happening right now.
Yeah.
There's no waiting. There's no post. It doesn't have to be. You're not getting edited anywhere.
Yeah, it's not like a 10-day delay or for some
Right.
movies and stuff, 1 year or
Yeah. When's it going to come out? No, you're on.
yeah, yeah. That's so it's just about the experience of being in the zone. Like how how much in the zone were you in acting compared to theater?
I was a theater rat. Being in New York, the New York is very busy now. For film and TV.
Yeah.
In my memory, it wasn't as busy then in the 80s it probably was, but I was always drawn to theater. So maybe I just wasn't aware of it, but I was a theater kid.
Okay, so what was your favorite thing you did in theater? What was your favorite, performance or musical?
Oh my gosh, so many. I remember going to see The Wiz. I remember Straight Theater,
Mhm.
all the way back to 1776. I'm definitely dating myself now, but theater when you're growing up in New York, it was like a big deal. Your parents would get you all dressed up, and you would go to the theater. So it wasn't. There were no jeans at the theater like today. Um,
Okay. Do you have any tips for people who want to go into theater and stuff
or
like
the
that? Do you have any tips for
or
people
the
trying to be in
well,
theater and get a career?
theater and film TV. Theater is a love of mine. It's not. As an agent, I do film, TV, and theater. So it's for somebody who wants to get into the business, so to speak, just know that it's not an overnight thing. It's a lot of training that goes behind it. You're always training, you're always learning, you're always taking little pieces of information and nuggets from other people,
Yeah.
and it's a process. And you give in a great tape. Everything is on tape now since COVID. You do a marvelous, wonderful, and you're spot on, and you're prepared, and your lighting is good, and your sound is good, and then you don't get it, and it's so subjective. You just have to keep going.
Yeah, and especially
Don't
in
I
times
always tell my kids.
like in
Mhm.
times right now, it's very different because before you could actually feel it, and for some people, they're better in person than over screen and stuff like that. But that has to be something you're able to do and pursue and do as great as in person. But one
Absolutely.
real problem with that is that they don't know because like some people are really good at telling people. I'm not one of those people, but some people are. So some people when they are in, you know, the live room, they could see if they're doing a bad job and stuff like that. But when you're just recording it, you may think you did an awesome job, but the casting director really didn't like that. So it's just
Yeah,
a
it's a
huge
different world. Used to be pre-COVID, you would go in and you can make nice to the casting directors and have that kind of small talk, and you develop a relationship. Maybe there's something you have in common. It just connects you. It's people, having that connection. And then if you did something and they wanted to tweak it a little bit, they'd give you a redirect. Sometimes you get a redirect if there's interest, but or they do a live thing like this, but more often than not, it's just a tape. And you're kind of throwing it out to the wind and hoping that casting responds. Yeah, it is a different world. It's not as intimate.
yeah, and sometimes it's not even your fault. Let's say you're perfect, completely good. The casting director would have booked you, but your internet goes out, your power goes out, your
Yeah,
lights go. Then
yeah.
yeah,
It,
yeah,
it, it, it is a different world, and we all have to kind of work together, and which also means that other people are taping, so your tapes really have to be stellar and really competitive. Like I said before, very few in-person auditions where you can go in and kind of wow the room. Your tapes now have to be, like I said, your lighting has to be really good, your reader has to be good with you, your sound. No, you try not to have all these big shadows in the back, a solid background. I mean, it's you become, in this day and age, you're a producer and you're a director and you're the actor.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Well, can you give some advice for people trying to pull it off in their own house? Like, what should I do to get the light straight, to get the
so
camera right?
you can, you always use your phone, when you hold it horizontally, a solid wall like you have behind you. You can buy a ring light, which is just like a circle light. You can get them on Amazon. You know what? You have to invest. I mean, I don't think it costs probably more than $100 to get one of those lights. Or even they have this pop up blue screen that people use a lot. Remember, it's your career. So just like your pictures are an investment, your taping now is an investment.
Yeah,
You want to do a good job, especially if it's a casting director that doesn't know you. First impressions are important. You want to be able for them to say, hey, this kid did a really great job, may not be right for this role, but is right for this other role in another project that I'm doing in a couple of months. You never know. So you should always give it your best.
yeah. So, can you give tips on how to get out there and to get connections in the acting industry?
First, you should always be taking classes, whether you want to do commercials or stage or TV and film. Classes are key because then you start meeting people and you start meeting people who have things in common with you, the like-mindedness of the same people. Um, you you definitely need professional headshots. And again, like I said before, headshots are an investment. If somebody tells you they're going to give you a whole, bunch of headshots for $50, run. Don't walk, run. Because you know what happens, and I've seen it. Oh, $50 here, but they don't look so good. Oh, $75 here, they don't look so good.
Unknown
Sorry,
caller.
you wind up you wind up spending more than if you invested $300 or $400
Hmm.
in a really seasoned photographer. It's worth the investment. And look around and know the shots, know the looks that you want. If you're in, are you more of a cop look or an attorney look or a dad look or a college look or a high school? Know the looks. Um, Getting class, and then when you're ready, and a reel, you need a reel. And if you haven't worked professionally, you can make a reel, a little bit, a scene or a monologue or something. You only when you have all these things do you want to approach an agent and say, hey, look at me. You don't want to go in piecemeal. You want to have the whole package.
Yes. So, more pictures is always better, correct?
Say it again.
More pictures is always better, correct?
I mean, I like my clients to have 4 or 5 different looks
Okay.
because it depends on the role. Like if you were playing a tough kid, like a bully, I would find, a bully look. Or if you were, a deer in the headlights kind of kid who's scared or timid, it would be a different look. Sad, different emotions.
So, can you help people realize what a reel is? Because a lot of people don't even know what a monologue or common terms for
Oh,
some things are, like
well,
scenes.
so
And
a scene is a scene, like Jalen and I are talking. This could be a scene together, right? If there were more people, that would be a bigger scene. But for your reel that you were going to be presenting, really it should be focused on you. Usually a two-person scene. A monologue is just like that, mono, one, just you. um, What you really want to do is have a comedic scene or monologue, meaning a funny one, and then a more dramatic one, to show your range of what you can do.
Yes, that's very important. And where should people put their information on what their roles are and stuff like that?
You mean on Actors Access?
Like, where should people go? Well, yeah, where should people go for submitting roles and stuff like that?
You can start out and submitting. There are different sites that you can go on, and there's Actors Access and other sites where there are student films. To get your shops going, to get your teeth wet, feet wet, to get your feet wet. Did I say teeth wet? Just to start seeing what's out there. Student films are a great way to go. But if you're a kid, you definitely want your parents involved or whoever takes care of you to just make sure everything is safe and on the up and up. And if you're an adult, same thing. You just want to always be careful, like regular in life. Just be careful of who's out there.
Yes, that's very important.
Very important.
Can you give tips on how people can submit to agents and stuff like that?
You can Google and you can go online, and there are always submission policies, submit to here, submit to there. And I wouldn't, be careful on the social media. You don't want to hound somebody if you don't know them. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, I'm going to go after Steven Spielberg. Or, oh, what? You want to be careful and you want to respect boundaries. Because, like, if somebody came to me, I get a lot of people on social media, and I really try not to mix work, but there are a lot of people that I don't know. And even if I were, like, I look at that, if they're really intrusive, like, how would they be if they were a client? Like, that's not cool. You need to be able to respect people's boundaries. So I would go easy on the social media and reach out. They have we have a policy. You go on our website, there's a place to submit. If everybody looks at them, if there's interest, someone will call you back. And if somebody doesn't call you back, it doesn't mean you're not a good person or an actor or anything. It just means that it wasn't a right fit at that time. Hope that made sense.
Sorry, there's some problem with the mute button, but we are very thankful for you letting you be my agent because that means a lot. So thank you
I
very
am
much.
honored to have you. You kidding? You're a busy little boy.
Thank you. So what type?
Yeah, go.
Before I get back into more stuff about that, before that, what types of roles do agents normally get compared to if you do it yourself?
So how it works, we get what's called a breakdown of a show. Like, say you wrote a show, JALEN, and you said, I need a mom character in her 40s. I need a dad maybe in his late 40s to 50s. I need a younger brother who's 6. So it comes in a whole list. And then I get the list and I look through my roster and I say, okay, they need a boy who's 14 years old, 14 to 16. And I go through and up comes JALEN and I say, he would be perfect for this. Okay. And if it was really something like, we need a boy 14 to 16 who knows how to host a show. Well, that's even better because this is what you do, right? These are your skills that your representative needs to know about. So that's when I would do what's called a pitch, and I would call up casting and say, you have to see JALEN. He not only falls within the age range, has the looks that you want. He hosts his own radio show. He is that character. So that's, so very important. If you have a skill, if you sing, make sure you sing well, and have a little, when you do create your site, have a little reel of you singing. Not whole, doesn't even have to be whole songs, not a concert. 24 bars. What is that? 30 seconds? If you're a comedian, if you dance, have a little reel, less than a minute of you dancing. If you tap, a little bit of you tapping. If you do jazz or modern, have it. I did the singing thing. If you eat fire, whatever thing, here's what makes you unique and different.
Yeah.
That casting, is going to turn around and say, oh my gosh, that's the one.
And it's best to know a lot of languages in this industry as well, too.
Yes, if if you're fluent in another language, make sure that your representative knows that, even if you do sign language, or if you have, there are plenty of roles that say wheelchair users or deaf, or I mean, they come out with tons of entertainment. TV, film is trying to imitate life, right? So they want real people. So whatever you think might be something that's kind of ugh about you may be a dream to somebody else.
Yes. So, what is best, being a jack of all trades but master of none, or practicing each one and then getting proficient at it? So, which one's best? To just try to do
I
all of
wouldn't.
them, get good at
No,
them,
no,
master.
no. I wouldn't. I don't subscribe to jack of all trades, master of none. I mean, if I have clients who are singers who act, okay, as opposed to an actor who can sing. Does that make sense? Because really their strength is in their voice. They're a singer first. They are Broadway bound. This is what they do for that. So, I mean, but if triple threat, people say dancing, singing, acting. But if you're going to be that triple threat, make sure that you are committed and you're trained to do that. And don't, here's another thing, don't lie on your resume. It's too
Yeah.
small of a community on both coasts. We all talk. We all know each other. Be truthful. And if there's something that you want to perfect, whether it's a language or dancing or whatever it is, skiing, I don't know, do it. But don't lie about it, because when they ask you, I had somebody said they were fluent in Spanish, and when it came down to it, they weren't fluent in Spanish. So
Yeah.
you want to be, that's not cool. You want to be truthful, because that not only made my company look bad, it made that person look bad to me. Like, why would you say something that you're not?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure some actors think that the only way they can get a lot of roles is for them to lie and say they have a lot of skills, which
Yeah,
is
and you don't
true.
want to do excuse me, you don't want to do that. You want to be truthful, and you want to approach as everything with integrity, so you can be truthful. And here's another thing, don't talk about people. If you're with a company and you're not with that company anymore, don't, because like I said before, it's not good for you anyway to talk about people. We learn that, but it's such a small industry. you know Talk less,
Yeah.
smile more, kind of thing. Sorry, I do not have COVID. I just have a cough.
Yeah, my mom's going through that right now, allergies.
I'm just coughing. It is not COVID. It is just a cough. So everybody
Yeah.
looks at me. So I just
Yeah, a
started.
lot of yeah, allergies are really
Wait,
hidden
wait,
sometimes.
okay. Do you want to see? Yeah, here's my daughter. She's an actress. Here, now you're on a radio.
I have to
Take your
go. I'm
glasses off.
late.
Take your glasses. This
Hello.
We're on a
Hello.
live. This is Jamie,
Hi.
Yeah.
and this is Jalen. We're on a live radio show.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
That is so cool. Wow.
See, COVID. Everybody works at home.
Wow. So, what is your real joy in doing all of this? Like, I know you said just getting people the roles, but just doing everything that you do, mother, wife,
You know what? It's busy. It's busy. I love this business. I love this business. I love my actors. I'm very close with my actors. I don't have a huge roster. So that's why I mean, I know I don't speak to your mom enough, because I know that if I wound up speaking to her, we'd be on the phone for hours and I have to work. But I know you. You know what I mean? You know what my life is like when your mother is texting me or this. So I feel like instead, we're not a machine. You know, we're boutiquey enough and mid-size enough to really take a vested interest and know what's going on with our clients.
okay. Okay, so before I know you have to go in a little bit, but before that, um, how do you pick your clients
Um,
based
so
off of
most of my clients are referred to me. Not every agency, I have a lot of clients that are on TV shows regularly and work. I don't take many developmental clients, which are like right out of college or in their early 20s who don't have credits. That doesn't mean that I won't or other agencies won't. Um, I wouldn't, let's use you for an example. I don't have another you on my roster because if I, and that's just me, it's different for everybody because I don't want my two clients competing against each other. I know I have you and I can focus on you, and that's where my allegiance lies. It doesn't mean again that somebody else, they can do it differently and have tremendous success. So that's
But
just my personal way.
but basically the way you do it is so you have basically one person for each type of scenario. So
Pretty
people
much.
are fighting over the same role when it comes to it.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, everybody's different. We know that. Um, can you hear that? I'm sorry. she's
That's
making
fine.
a she's making a drink, I think. Um, yeah, and like I can't have too many people in there, 75 and above who like
Yeah.
have gray hair up to you want different. So, and again, it doesn't mean that you're not good or you're not worthy or you're not talented. It just means at this point in time, it's not a great fit. That's all it means. It's hard when you tell somebody, you know what, you're great. Then why can't you take me? Because it's just not a great fit right now. You know, it's hard. This is a rough business. It's rough. It's not for the faint-hearted. It is, you got to be tough, and you do an audition and you move on.
Yeah.
'Cause it's so subjective. You just don't know.
Like you can't just get hung over this one audition. Maybe it's
Oh
like
my
something
God.
for Disney. Or maybe you got a callback and you're almost there, but they say nothing because they don't say anything back. So
You
you
could, and
just
it's very, yeah.
so you're just like, hopefully I get it. I got a call back. I was in like the last group. I only saw 5 people. Oh, and people may just get hung over that, like waiting weeks to get the response and not focusing on other.
Yeah, and then you just have to move on. Look at you. You created your own show. You have stuff going on. You're learning. You're growing. You have all of these tools to bring to the table. You're gorgeous, but we give mommy the credit for that. And, so it's like, you have to be tough. You have to go on. I had past tense, a client who kept asking me, please submit me for this show. Please submit me for this show, this role. I know other people. You're not right for it. And if I submit you and you're not right for it, I'm going to look like I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I want to, yeah.
Like sometimes people ask you, hey, I know you know the show. It's called what's the show? This Is Us. I really want to work in there. Like, can you please give me like a main role or anything like that? But they might not be accepting new roles. They might not be accepting anything like that. So, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So it's stuff like that. You have to work too. Remember, agents also, you have to be out there too, doing casting workshops, doing stuff like you're doing, and getting out there so people recognize you, doing great auditions. You get so many auditions. Casting people talk. Everybody talks. You wouldn't be getting so many auditions if you didn't have if you weren't turning in solid work. Your work is very solid. And that's why you get called in so much. It'll happen. You just gotta know it'll happen and have faith.
Yeah.
So. All right, my friend.
Well, I have one more question before you go.
Yes.
What is your greatest story of success being an actor in theater or just as an agent or in your real life?
Oh, in real life is my family. I come from, my whole family, not all of them are working actors, I'm proud to say. So I take pride in the love that we have in this family.
Wow.
That's everything.
That's incredible. So what about acting and industry-wise?
I just love, when my family books and my clients are my family. It's just really exciting to see people grow, starting out and then just working their way up.
Yeah, so I have one more question before I ask about your information, stuff like that, and I know you're very busy, but there is a very important question that I need to ask you, and it's very important. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Now, here's a question before that question. What's your favorite food?
Oh, I'm an ice cream freak.
What type of ice cream?
Any. Not nuts though. I don't like nuts.
Homemade vanilla or normal vanilla?
Any kind of vanilla.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I really like ice cream.
Okay.
And cheeseburgers. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, I agree with that. I agree with that all the way.
Yeah, I
But
know. I know. I'm sorry. I do drive through McDonald's.
wow.
I do.
Have you ever had a McFlurry?
I love McFlurries. And they just have this new McFlurry, the Chip Ahoy McFlurry, which was pretty good. Yeah.
Have you
I'm
ever
a
been
junk
to a
food.
McDonald's and their ice cream machine was broken?
Yes, I have done that. I've been to, but I'll tell you what's also really good. I don't know if you have Wendy's out there.
Yeah.
Wendy's is really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
Yeah.
I haven't been to main places with a drive-through beside Chick-fil-A in a while.
Chick-fil-A is also yeah, it's all good. I'm a junk food addict. It's really amazing. I'm not 4,000 pounds right now.
Okay, but here is the very last question. This is an
Okay.
important question. Are
Yeah.
you listening?
Am I what?
Do you have glasses on? Do you have glasses near you or anything? Yeah,
Do I
put
need
them
to
on.
put them?
Put
Okay,
them
you're
on.
not gonna do anything weird, are you? All right, go.
Yeah, and take them off. Wait, put them on one more time and then take them off. Yeah. Now this question is very important. This is so
I'm getting
important.
stuck. Okay,
You
go.
you won't know this, right? And it's definitely not a question they asked anytime before. If you see me ask that, that was a hallucination. Honestly, you were like
Okay,
dreaming.
Jalen, go. Shoot. I'm ready.
What is your favorite color?
Red.
What? Oh, wow. Nice. 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 What shade of
Red.
red, though?
Yeah,
Maroon?
red. Like
Dark
yeah,
red?
red is powerful. I like red.
Yeah.
Just red, like red, like what you're wearing, red. I like red.
Okay, well, I know you're very busy and very, very
Okay,
busy.
you hear all the dingings are going on.
Yeah. So where can people see your busyness and see how to reach you and stuff like that?
They can go to the Eris website, and there's a submission form there, and they are free to do that.
Okay. What is the website URL? Is it eristalent.com?
ErisTalentAgency.com.
Okay. So guys, if you are working actors or anything like that, please listen to our advice. Get yourself ready and just yeah. It's very, very hard, but when you get it, it's very rewarding. So, we will call you Miss Amy Lord because I know you're very busy.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna go to work now.
We will call you very soon. So, thank you very much.
All right, sweetie. Okay, love to mom.
Okay, bye. And thank you to the audience out there in the audience. Thank you very much. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're at a lot of subscribers right now, so I really appreciate how much you guys been just supporting me. It really means a lot. It really does. I can't believe it. We're at 420 subscribers right now, which is insane. So thank you guys. Thank you very much. Thank you. And if you guys do want to help support and let me get more equipment, stuff like that, Cash App is $JALEN says. Really helps me out a lot. And also, subscribe if you haven't already. Tell your friends. Subscribe. It means a lot. Thank you very much if you have, but really it means a lot if you guys would subscribe, like the video, and just tell your friends because it really means a lot to me and supports me very much. And also, JALEN Says TV is now live for editing, content creation, whatever you do, it's crazy. It's so cool. And it's on a lot of things. It's on Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, Apple TV, iOS, Android. It's everywhere. And it's very affordable, and it won't have a little Jalen Says TV marker on it. It'll be your own show, your own thing. So cool. So yes, if you guys do want to reach out for it, you could DM us at Jalen Says Media, Jalen Says TV on Facebook, and Jalen Says Media at gmail.com if you want to email us. And if you want to call us, 678-527-9826. And just thank you guys a lot. Thank you for all the support. It really means a lot to me. Subscribe. If the button's red, click it and click the bell. But thank you guys a lot, and stay tuned. Bye.